Hello fellow wholehearted high achievers, welcome to Hanging with Hang. In today's videos, I am going to attempt, my best attempt to stop you from beating yourself up. Now this video is perfect for those of you who is so hard on yourself and you are so good in beating yourself up, most internally, right? And some of you may even beat yourself up. I know one that used to do that. So anyway, I don't know who I'm talking about. Well, as you know, when you beat yourself up, it's a vicious cycle. It's just not fun. It feels crappy. It doesn't feel good. It put you in a dark place, and it's hard to get out of it. So you are hurting yourself emotionally and sometimes physically. And because of that, you're not in a good place. So it's affecting your own performances. And also it's going to show up in how you connect with others too. Because when you beat yourself so hard, you have so much judgment yourself, you start projecting on other people. You start being hurt on other people. You start suffocating on other people. And it starts ruining your working relationship, your intimate relationship. It's not a win-win-win for everybody around when you beat yourself up. So that's why I feel inspired to make this video for you, and also a fun reminder for me too, because I am at one point a very good master at beating myself up, and I still do sometimes. That's the truth. And this is a continuous learning process. Now, I'm not sure exactly how many keys I'm going to share with you. I mean, I wrote down a few, and at the same time, I'm going to allow to what flow through, because I want to speak from my heart to yours. And in that way, you can feel what I'm saying more than just what you hear what I'm saying. Chances are you're in my world, you already done the work, you read the book, and you probably know a lot of tips and key of how to do it. So hopefully this will come through not only a form of information to my word, but from here, from my heart to yours. This video is a little bit different in that way. So I think it's important first to recognize that beating yourself is not really good for you. Right? To recognize that. And here's the thing. Chances are you doing it, and I used to do it a lot more than now. There's a reason behind it. So I would ask yourself the questions. What has it done to you? Right? To recognize the reality of the detrimental of self-beating. What it's done to you, so you can connect to that reality. You can connect to how detrimental for you and how crappy it feels, because chances are when you beat yourself up, you know it's not good for you, then you judge yourself for beating yourself up. So there's multiple layers of feeling. So then it's important to sit, to heal those feelings for what it is, of what it has done to you, right? So whether, for me, when I do with my own self-beating, what is done to me is literally, I mean, this moment that I literally beat myself up. So physically, it's not good for me. It's not good for my self-esteem. It's not good for my self-confidence. And it's not good for me to connect to myself. There's no compassion there. So it's done a lot of damage for me, right? Like I said earlier. So then from there, I have to sit with that. I'm sitting with the actual pain of whatever that doesn't work out and how I'm handling it. And for me, judging myself on top of it. So that may be the case for you. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, we have to be fair to ourselves. If we look at what is done to us, then it's important to ask yourself, what has it done for us? There's a reason why you've been doing that, and there's a reason why you're still doing that. So reflect on that. Take a moment and write down what it's done for you. Now, intellectually, you probably don't want to admit that, self-beating doesn't do me any good. But in reality, when you really look at it, we behave a certain way because, in the world of EFT, I call it secondary benefit syndrome, which is subconsciously is give you a benefit. So you're beating yourself probably because you fill in that blank. Now, I can speak for myself firsthand. Is I used to be so hard on myself every time I make a mistake in competitions, and I would beat myself up relentlessly because I would make sure I would make sure that I would never go through that embarrassments again. I would never go through that humiliation, and I would never make that mistake and get a bronze medal instead of a gold medal, right? So what it's done for me is it drove me to perform better. It drove me, in a sense, to not make mistake, right? It's protect me a different kind of pain, ultimately. So it's really important for you to connect the reality of what the self-beating is doing for you. And chances are there is a very good reason why. So with that, maybe you can stop judging yourself for doing it and looking at it for what it is. Maybe you can have a little more compassion for why, right? And a lot of the clients I work with, there's sometimes the self-beating is really seeking for some form of love and acceptance. So it could go to your childhood, just like some of my clients, is that sometimes a person is so hard on himself or herself just to get approval from his mom or dad. So that may be or may not be the case for you. So we all have different driving force. So it's done something for you, or it's helped you protect from a kind of pain that may be a specific trauma that you've gone through that this self-beating is doing for you. So whatever that reason is done for you, it's important for you to make that space. To make that space for that part of you to voice that through instead of suffocating it, instead of judging it, because chances are you've been doing that too, right? So then it takes to the next key point. I guess we're at number 3 now, is understand the root reason of what is done for you. You can ask yourself, is there a different alternative? So would it be possible? Would it be possible? Would you both open to the possibility that I can keep my driving force and still achieve, or I can find love in myself without beating myself up? So you can let go of the judgment. You can let go of you let go of the thing that's no longer working for you, and you get to choose to keep the thing that is working for you. Because being a natural high achiever, I understand it's easy to go to the swing, this or that, this and that, right? But it doesn't have to be, okay? It doesn't have to be. So how can I still have acceptance and love and let go of the self-beating? How can I be accountable for every time I mess up, to learn from it without this guilt, this judgment, this shame, this embarrassment, whatever the form of self-beating that you have. So then from there, you can choose a different alternative and bring grace. It's not about what you do, it's about how you do it, right? A lot of time we make ourselves feel guilty because we want to hold ourselves accountable. So then how can I still take responsibility and accountable and let go of the guilt? So that's the game. It's a game of this and that, not just a game of this or that, right? And when you get to that place, then, my friend, then you get to choose. You get to choose. And it's going to be a process. I guess we're at point number 4 now, right? So it's going to be a process of to have compassion for yourself. So here's the thing. I can easily tell you just to go look in the mirror and say that I love and accept myself. You can say all these nice things. That's most of the book out there would suggest you do a positive self-talk. But then if this part of you is not ready to feel that positive self-talk, it's important for you to make space for that part of you that have negative self-talk. And whatever that is, negative self-talk, I am a horrible person or I did a bad job, I would add this, and I accept myself. So that is the one thing that you can do right away. Whatever the self-beating you said is, and I accept myself. That could be one of the most powerful statements that you can use for yourself. So those are the 4 keys now that you can take on and use right away. And with this, I hope that you can create a little more space to have some compassion for yourself, because there is a reason why you do what you do. And whether it's good or bad, it's all relative. You've done that up to this point because it served a purpose. And if it's no longer serve a purpose for you right now, you can choose to take charge and let it go. My friend, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a community, and thank you for watching now just long ass videos. I hope that it helped you, inspire you, and stop you from beating yourself up. You don't need it anymore. You don't deserve that self-beating anymore. From there, I'm gonna send you so much love and compassion from my heart to yours. I do know what it feels like to beat yourself up. I am still working through it myself. With that, have a compassionate week for yourself. I already say thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Again, sure, why not, right? And hey, if you find this video helpful, please feel free to share to as many heart in your life as possible, or watch as many times as your heart desire. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. So when the next video come out, we'll send it to you, and then also set on the notification so we'll let you know when it's come out. As always, you've got love from my heart to yours, and I'm sending you a big hug from Hawaii to wherever you are in the world. Peace out.